Well, today I'm talking about on YouTube a bit about what I see from watching media on Black Lives Matter protests that happen. Well, yeah, they're doing a good, I think, putting systemic racism into a spotlight. Which, yeah, the protest group done that. I'm surprised that most protests, never got that far pushing some issue into a spotlight of political figures, which these guys did it, and I can't believe it. Now, that's surprised they would. Honestly, George Floyd, he didn't die in vain. He didn't, when he said he can't breathe, but cow mean cops did that to him. Little did they know that what they launched was a huge way of stopping the systemic racism. Because trust me, I seen it in the U.S. too, systemic racism, big time. I've seen people say N-words to black people. I seen a good example back in the 80s, riding on a CTA subway train for the Radisson Street in O'Hare. That's going back quite a few years ago. Well, what happened was, I get on a train and these the train had a lot of Afro-American. I didn't make fun of them. They can't help the fact they're born black, I can have all born white. I look at that, yeah. But you know what? I'm not racist towards black people. Matter of fact, some of the colored, I know half of black people, they're nicely black people. I know who, my best friend, he points things out at me, actually hairdresser. Got that too, not knowing her name, but black people, my best friends, you guys. Some people black are my best friends out there, believe it or not, I'm not racist toward black people because the fact is, they're here. We can't do anything about it. Well, what I'm talking about is this. With systemic racism out there, oh, sorry about that. Out there, yeah, of course this is it. But when he died in vain, he started a campaign that not radiating peace brings away not just in the United States, in Canada, the brought systemic issue to surface around the world, all the countries around the world. And what this is doing is sparking a huge peace movement. 1960s, the hippies, when they started that peace movement of bringing flowers, salads, and hippies to the peace movement, 60s, well, that peace movement had gone over many years, but over years that sort of lost the meaning over the years. All of a sudden, death of George Floyd brought the whole meaning of world peace back together. When I sat down at the Elders Summit, a lot of elders predict something like this was going to happen. The elders said there's going to be a day when a death of one person in the world, when death of one Afro-American will bring a world to its knees in the midst of a very bad, midst of a very bad type of infection. The world brought to knees in global peace in a way that, and it resonated around the world, and they said the great law of peace with near-Christ fetishy resonated around the world and beyond. What happened there? George Floyd death. What had happened? The great law of peace is resonating around the world and bringing nations to realize how bad they got problems within their country. When they realize they got trouble in Canada in the country, then they're doing something. That's something that, I had not seen or heard of, but I have heard the elders talk about it, Six Nations, back in the day when I did a Powwow Trail. Elders and Powwow Circuit told me this is going to happen. And my God, they're dead on about it. All Native elders can be dead on, but they are, about stuff. Sometimes they are that the great law of peace is going to go around the world. Iroquois Great Law of Peace. I look at Great Law of Peace itself, yeah, but now it takes a death, it takes a disaster to have. The worst thing about our society, worst thing about planet Earth, it takes a disaster to happen before something's done about it. This time it took two disasters to happen, the coronavirus and the death of George Floyd. Now something being done about both, and that's pretty odd, isn't it? And his death went down, it made history. Anyway, George Floyd's death made history. Coronavirus also made history too. Believe it or not, coronavirus went down in history books. And hundreds of years from now, you know what's going to happen is, they're going to be talking about some years, somebody sitting on a starship somewhere, somebody sitting on a big, huge galactic class starship somewhere in the universe, somewhere, going to walk to a holodeck and say to a holodeck, I want to see what life was like in the year 2000 Earth. Recreate, Hamilton, Ontario, in months. So recreate Hamilton month that year. People walk a holodeck and the whole city shut down with coronavirus. And it will be done so well, so accurate in the future, I predict, that it'll be like this is like being in a pandemic. Now, of course, that only technology is not even there yet. It won't be there. And it's coming. But I see with the peace movement that happened throughout the world among the citizens of the planet and beyond, well, it's resonating through the galaxy, resonating out into this space. And sooner or later, first contact can be made. Someday, somewhere, somebody can make first contact with alien species, but they have made first contact with us. Like they made first contact, but they made first contact us, but we don't see it. We're so ignorant, our own the mind here, that we don't see that contact made. And if you make, it's an alien species we're making first contact. If I were going to alien planet, I'm going to make first contact on alien planet. I would not make first contact with government officials like Donald Trump or anything like that. Well, I would make first contact, I would make it with scientists and professors before I make contact with the people. If we make contact with them, then they realize this is peaceful intent, and what we do, get to know these people first, and then we get to know, and then contact with Donald Trump, with the presidents of that country, of that world, with leaders in that particular planet, and from there contact is then formed for peace among that nation, nobody not being involved or fight at. But there are probably good aliens out there watching us, but also, time is a river of time, and what we're seeing here is a very big split in the river of time at this point. That the one river of time at carrying coronavirus case, and that river, and a peace river from George Floyd that sort of joined together into one bigger river. So all that is going down a global peace. So time is like a river. Sometimes you can flow backwards in time. Sometimes you slip out of that river. Sometimes you slip and the time slips. Sometimes you don't hit bumps. It's a river. Time is a river, basically. And if you step out of that river, you realize you're out of time. The only time you're out of that river is when you leave it, when you leave your body and go into the spirit world. Then you're at the river of time at that point. The time will have no meaning at that point. Time now does in point. But maybe within about, I did a little seeing ahead. I don't like seeing ahead into the future too much because, things could change. But what I see coming within the next week or so, this week and next week, is I see a huge drop in cases in the United States. In a way that, never seen before. And I see Trudeau around that time, just before 22nd, gonna say we're not gonna extend the border closer any longer. We are gonna open it non-essential travel. I see that coming down the pipe sort of this month. Near the end, around the 20th this month. I see him saying that. Then I see him put restrictions in. The restrictions say this, that all these restrictions can be like this. Well, in the restrictions, they're going to say, A, here's the restrictions will be, if you travel into southern United States, vice versa, you will, if you travel south in the USA, in the southern United States, for example, like the taxi road number, high number, you must 14-day quarantine. If you do not travel south, only say in the northern part of the U.S., then you would not get the coronavirus, and you would stay, pretty much the northern part. So this is what I see happening. I see that coming down the pipe, but I see some restrictions. I see some non-essential travel, but there'll be restrictions in there. You can't go. If you do go those states, you have to 14-day quarantine. And I can see Crescent at the border too. You know what the Crescent's gonna be? The Crescent's gonna be this. Have you traveled south to any Texas, Florida, or any southern states? And if you answer yes, that's a 14-day quarantine. But if you answer no, only traveled upstate New York, that's it, or Pennsylvania, you don't have to quarantine. So that's what's going to happen. And if you probably the questionnaires I heard about, if you lie on them, it's automatic it's automatic. You will be detained and jailed. You'll be put in a quarantine, and then you'll be taken from. If you did lie and say didn't go there, and they did, there's serious consequences lying to a border. When you lie to a border official, a Homeland Security agent, or a Canadian Customs agent, that is a very serious offense. You can go to jail for that, big time. So I don't see people wanting to do jail time. I see people being honest about doing so, which I see it coming. But me honesty, honesty is the best policy. I try to be honest about things too now. Honesty. But even even in Buffalo, I seen where people. I seen on the LRT. I see a black person on a train, and you go like that, but not making fun of them. He talks in a very big dialect. In a dialect I really can't understand it too well. He go, yeah, you, hey, yeah, like that. Who I know how to talk? I'm not saying that, but talking dialect. Well, I don't understand sometimes what he's saying. And then they turn around, and I see one time I'm sitting there on, 2 years ago, heading downtown. I'm on the LRT, and I'm heading towards, end of the line, which would be at the University of Buffalo, end of the line at downtown campus, end of the line, basically, Buffalo. So I get towards the end of the LRT line, Alan Hart whipping through a few stations. One of the states go into, a guy gets on a train, a white kid gets on a train, about 7, 8-year-old parent, and he says, look at all the black people riding, look all the black people riding a train, and I just looked at him and said, hey, you shouldn't say that, they got a right to ride a train, just as I got a right to be on a train. They got that right. They said they got a right to be on a train, so I didn't be making fun of them, and the kid thought it was funny. And the parent around told a kid, don't you ever do that again on a train. Don't you ever. And I mean, don't you ever do that, Parent actually gave a kid shit for saying that. And You know what I'm talking about? I seen it in Chicago once. A kid get on a train was full of all black people. I'm only white people. Two white people got on a train. Both were came somewhere. And a kid says to her mom and dad, "Look at all the black people riding a train. Oh my God!" And the father said, "Don't you ever say that. That's racist. Don't ever do that." I didn't say anything. I just, and I said, "Hi, how are you doing?" Actually, yes, I didn't know, wasn't sure what stop to get off of. I asked one of the people one of the colored people train was after me. Said me, "You get off. It's the train to the end of the line at stop. That's where you get off. You're gonna elevate and go on the end of the line. This is where you get off here. One stop before the airport." Okay, thank you very much, and that's it. See, I don't make fun of him because can't help the fact, but honestly. Me being trans, people make fun of me too and call me he, when they say he, or they say he, like the N-word and to black people, calling somebody he, or saying that, trainees, trainees, or whatever, he. Well, he is like the N-word to somebody in trans community. It's like a slang word to describe, trans people. Trainee, another one, trainee. That's another slang word to describe a transgender female, trainee, or calling them lady boys. That is same word to use, and against trans people. I mean, I have had people call me lady boy. I have people call me he. I have people call me glitterous boy. My God, every same. I had that happen many times. But you know what? I learned to. That comes when you transition to female. All that happens with you. You just gotta learn to deal with it. Racism that happens. It comes with the territory. And it's very common. Now, anyways, enough about racism. I've talked long enough, so I'm going to end the blog here. And this is about what I see coming. The peace movement is going to be very wonderful to see this. I'm a retired activist myself. So I do know what they're going at and how they do that group activist doing. This group of Africa got pretty far in their protests to the point where government and bound to them realized that these actors were right. It's not out there. Now, some people don't want to see. There's people who don't like Donald Trump in the U.S. And there's people in Canada think he's great. I think he's a great man. I think he's doing a great job of president. But also, the people don't see in the United States. You got the Republicans. The Democrats, they do not get along whatsoever. Because that, they don't. And that's something we just see. They do not get along. As a result, it's like a lot of, racism that took place. Honestly. So I'm going to say blog over.